Hey guys, let's look at another question which is asked in the Get Help tab in HypeHype Discord server. If anyone has any other questions, you guys can come back to the Get Help tab and drop a question so that I can try and help you guys by making a video. So our question is, how do we make the zombie attack a barrier or a wall before the player? I've set up a simple scene where the zombie walks and it is blocked by the fence, and it is basically not doing anything, just trying to go towards the blue buddy. We need to basically edit the pre-made asset, which is basically this zombie. In case you guys do not know how to get it, you basically go to assets, go to pre-mades and type in zombie, and you get this zombie enemy. Once you have it, click on the zombie, go to basic, click on edit. It takes you here. Now click on the model, come to enemy zombie and click on edit. And then you get this big bunch of nodes. Right now, what we're gonna do is not gonna dive into how the whole thing works, as every pre-made made in the asset already contains a lot of options which you can directly edit rather than going inside the code and trying to tweak something, which is not recommended, as if you break one it might break everything else. Because this question is very situational and very specific to a game, um, we are trying to edit it, but every single pre-made asset will have the basic necessity of it. Like for example, an enemy should contain health. It has health, move speed, attack speed, aggro range, and damage. So we can basically use the pre-made, but because it's very situational, we are trying to edit the code that is already been set. Like I said, I don't want to go in deep inside this logic. I would recommend just follow all the necessary connections that I'm going to show and not worry about why you are doing it, as 99% of the time you wouldn't do it. Now what we have to do is we basically have to let the zombie know when I'm in front of the fence, I need to attack. Once the fence dies, I need to continue going to the player and attacking the player. One way of doing it is we can use a raycast node. The raycast node is basically shooting a line in front of the zombie, and anytime that line comes in contact with the fence, it'll let us know it is in contact of the the fence, and we can do a bunch of series of events after it. So we take the raycast node, and if you see the raycast node already has that imaginary line that we were talking about, and there's something called as group filter. Group filter is basically letting the zombie know that we are hitting the fence and not anything else. And we can define the fence by using the object group. And object groups are basically a series of colors that we can assign it, so that later we can use it to communicate between two objects, telling you have come in contact with a particular object group. And in this case, it can be the fence. The object group of the zombie is red and gray. For the player, most of the time it's going to be green and gray. For the fence, we have set it as yellow. You can basically set it as any color or even multiple colors. So right now we keep it as yellow. And we come to the raycast and basically turn off all the other colors and keep it to yellow. We need to shorten the imaginary line because we do not want the zombie to know there's a fence in front of it when it's all like way too far from it. Because we want it to know as like right near it, we just basically have to reduce the max range. Let's say 3, and then we go to attach to and drag it and drop it to this model and visual attach to. Now you can see the line appears here. We don't want the line to be on top of the zombie, it has to be in front. So we take the raycast node, make sure to drag and drop it inside this container, inside this square. We go to the rotator and click on this red, and you see it is rotated. And then we turn on local direction. Now we can still make it shorter, maybe 0.5. Now to debug if the raycast is working, we can use a text node, call it did hit. Now when we play it, you can see the text called did hit. We're basically going to turn this visibility off, go to the raycast node and go to did hit and go to the visible and turn it on. Now when it comes in contact, you can say did hit. We can remove the debugger. And now we're going to do a series of connections, which again, you don't need to worry why we are doing it because it's very situational question. And most of the time, we are never going to touch these logic. So we take an executor node, turn on start off, the raycast, and we click on did hit. On did hit, we basically execute the executor node, and on execute, we basically gonna send a value to value A saying it's 0 and execute it off. Then go to attack range, enable it off, go to interval, stop the interval, go to the other interval, stop the interval. These interval nodes might be hidden inside these nodes. Make sure to search for it and move it around so it's very easy to start connecting the logic. Go to the executor node again and go to run and idle. We can enable this off. Go to ground check and we enable it off as well. And then we go to the model and drag and drop character animation, zombie hit. We again drag on execute the model, character animation speed is what we want. Character animation speed, set it to 1. And we can call this executor as on hit. Now when we play it, the zombie is attacking the fence. Now what we need to do is we need to destroy the fence when the zombie is attacking it. This is gonna be very quick. I'm not gonna get into the details of it. Do not want to make the video very long. So we take the destroyer node, click on the container. In the container, make it a behavior, call it wall, drag and drop the target to the model, add a collision node. we already know the zombie is in red group. So when the zombie touches the fence knows the zombie is near it, and we can call it, and we can take an interval node, and we can say after 3 seconds we can destroy the wall. So on collision start, we play, and on time we're gonna destroy it. Let's see. Nothing happens because this is a behavior and we need to add the behavior to the fence. Click on the fence, click on behavior and add the wall, and this should work. Now the wall is destroyed, but we can add a particle effect to it to make it look good. We add this explosion, turn off execution, and then on interval, on time, execute it on. If you see, there's a good explosion. Now, after the wall dies, we want the zombie to start walking again and then focus on the player. For that, what we can do is basically need to reverse whatever we did here. For that, we take a executor node again, call it on dent hit. Because the wall is destroyed, it should not be hitting the wall again. We can use dent hit. Now, just to debug it again, we can go to the text, turn the visibility on. We can say did not hit. Didn't hit is always active because it's not hitting it. So we can do on hit it. We can turn the visibility off. So now it's did not hit, but now because it's hitting, it's turned off. Now because it's destroyed, now it's did not hit. You can delete that. And use this executor node, turn on start off, go to didn't hit and execute this. And we can use this executor and basically do the reverse. We can go to attack range. We have to enable it on back and not execute it. We can go to the interval node and play it. Go to another interval, play it. Go to run and idle, enable it on but not execute. Go to DOM check, enable it on but not execute it. I think that should be it. So what's happening right now is because on hit is being triggered even when it's walking. It is again, like I said, if you try and tweak something here, it will break everything else. So what we can do is we can enable this executor off, and we'll only enable it on back when the fence is hit. So we can say enable on but not execute it. And then this should execute. And I think the last thing we will do is on execute, we want to enable it off again. Now if you see the zombie is walking, the zombie is hitting, and now it's staying idle. And we need to push back the range value. So right now the zombie doesn't know the bird is in its range. So for that, what we can do is take a number node, go to the argo range, set the output, and click on this container, go to advanced, go to agrarian, then you'll get the number that we just added. Click on this and convert the link, but do not execute it. Now we can go back on didn't hit executor and click on execute to this number node, and from the number node we basically set it to value A. This should be working. If you see, now it's hitting the bird and everything is working. Again, most of the time we are not going to be editing this. It's not fun to do it, as if you break one connection, it's gonna break the whole system. Hope this video was helpful. If there's any tips to make a better video, please let me know. I would love to improve and make better videos on tips and tricks for HypeHype. And if you do have any other questions, please drop it in get help so that I can try and make a video and try and help you. Bye bye.